Good morning all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday morning, August 3rd. We are looking at Window Traders Market Profile of SPY, IWM, and Triple Qs. And yesterday we went out with a double distribution day, trend day down. All three of these indices went out with a price probe. Right now it's 75 minutes to go prior to the opening. Those price probes are all being rejected. L's low in SPY, F's low in Russell, A's low in Q's. Triple Q's finished 11 wide. Right now they're in value, in balance. H is their afternoon rally high. Russell, J was their afternoon rally high. They're trading right around their 7 wide POC. As far as SPY and ES, we've been sitting right below the upper end of our lower distribution. We will be treating these as two separate days. Okay? Volume right now, pre-market, fairly light, 176,000. Now, even though the price probe is being rejected, unless we get acceptance into the upper distribution, nothing's really changed in the bigger picture. We did have an outside day down, both in IWM and in SPY. Right now, that's pretty much a failure. But again, there's 75 minutes to go, so a lot can transpire prior to the 9:30 opening. As far as destinations, right now, on the upside, our first one was going to be the price probe of 438.07. So if we open above that, that is firmly rejected. Then we have the one set of single prints. They start at 439.23, get filled at 68. Right now inside of that is the overnight high of 439.26. And then yesterday's high of 440.93. For the downside, our first destination is our overnight low of 437.53. Then yesterday's low of 437.21, and you should have all the other ones I gave you last night. So we had a chance as sellers to go with a double distribution day and an outside day down. You would think the next target would be to test last week's low in the bottom of a 7-day balance. So far, not the case. So this is still a market in the middle of a balance. The middle of this balance is 438.90. We're trading at 439.17. So we're actually a little bit above the halfway point of this 7-day balance right now. But again, here's the key. Can they fill the single prints and get acceptance into the upper distribution? As far as a game plan early, whether it's now or at 9:30, if you are to open around this level, I could certainly now, in balance, in value is the worst of your risk rewards. But again, you're doing it against very visual points. So you can take a short the first time against the overnight high, which is just barely into the singles. See if they front run that back down to POC and maybe even back down to test L's low. If you take out the overnight high, odds are you will probably fill these singles. So I'd be out of the trade, and then you see what happens when they fill the singles. Maybe you could take another put play there and use value high as you're out to see if we get acceptance into the upper distribution. If you do, again, you're out on that trade. If you don't get acceptance, they should at least come back and test the upper end of the lower distribution. So those are two short plays to start. As far as a call play, either now or in the next 75 minutes, if you're to open push down where there was sellers yesterday, we'll see now if there's buyers at L's low. So you can take a long against that. However, remember, you're going to have an out. It depends how much heat you want to take. L's low to the day's low is fairly, that's a lot of heat. So whether it's a couple of ticks below L's low, something of that nature, I would use that as my out if you take a long against L's low. And then in the next hour or so, if we're to open and fill these single prints, you can take a long then and see if we hold the upper end of the lower distribution if you pull back. All early plays here in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room. And then, just quickly on the chart, just going to show you the daily. It's a 7-day balance. The bottom of it is that weekly low. If we get that weekly low and get acceptance, we should go and fill that gap and test the 20-day moving average. If we come out of it to the upside, obviously it's an all-new all-time high. But it's all baby steps. First step for the buyers is to get into the upper distribution from yesterday. The first step for the sellers is to take out yesterday's low. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.